Hey guys, I'm still here in Zurich, and this is part 2 of the horizontal and vertical integration model, video. And this time I'm going to be talking about mergers and acquisitions and takeovers. Okay. First off, let's start with acquisitions. Okay. An acquisition is when one company buys another company. Okay. It's when one company eats another one. That's the way I like to look at it. One eats the other. Okay. Because the other one disappears. Now, within this, what's nice about an acquisition is one, it can give you increased market power. You buy a competitor, you buy someone else, hey, you're a bigger part of the market. Okay? You have their stores, you have their shops, you have their outlets, all that stuff. You have their customers as well, the distribution network, you get it all. Okay? Also with acquisitions, sometimes it can help you overcome entry barriers. We're here in Zurich, and they have pretty lax laws for people to come work here. Now, work here, own companies, stuff like that. Other countries, it's a lot more difficult. So sometimes instead of going in on your own, it might be easier to buy a company that's already there, so you can circumvent the entry barriers. Okay. Another thing is your cost of new product development. Okay, can go down because why develop your own thing when you can buy it from someone else? That was kind of Microsoft's thing for a lot of years. Was hey, that looks like a cool thing. Let's just buy it instead of develop it ourselves. Okay, because hey, it costs a lot less to do it that way. In that same mode, it lowers your risk. Because you know that product exists, you know it's already there, and you have all their things, so it's not as scary. All right. Also, you can help you increase your diversification. Maybe you want to get into a different kind of product thing. Well, we can buy something else. We sell cars. Well, if we buy a truck manufacturer, it can increase our product line. So we have another way that we can make money. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at the bad side of acquisitions, though, sometimes it's hard to integrate the companies. There's a lot of failures. Compaq, HP, there's many ways you see acquisitions didn't quite work out, okay? Because the managers didn't work well together. Or the company, what they thought would work, doesn't work. Oh, our system and yours should fit perfectly, it doesn't. So integration can be difficult, which causes a problem. Sometimes you have an inadequate evaluation of the target. They just say, oh, I want to buy this, so they don't see all the problems. Okay? When Marks and Spencer's, it's a British kind of department store, and they bought the Brooks Brothers line of clothing, they thought, oh yeah, this is a great clothing, these kind of things. Problem was that there was a lot of problems there and it didn't work out because they didn't evaluate it well. They overpaid for it. Okay? Another thing that can be a problem with acquisitions is you pay too much money for it. So that may leave you with a large amount of debt. If you have a large amount of debt, then you can't do what you want because you're stuck paying off your creditors and not doing what you want to do. Okay? Another thing is sometimes, I talked about in the other video, is this synergy thing. We're going to work together and everything is going to be better. 1 and 1 isn't going to be 2. 1 and 1 is going to be 3. Sometimes what happens is 1 and 1, 1 plus 1 actually equals half. Okay, things don't work, you don't get your synergy. Okay, and sometimes managers they just get overrun. They have too much to do with the new acquisition. Okay, or they become too focused on it, so they're only working on the acquisitions and they miss all the things that are happening in the company. Okay. Now, if you want to have an effective acquisition or merger or whatever, some of the good things about it is make sure, have an effective acquisition or merger. Let's put it that way. One, make sure the company you're merging with or you're acquiring has complementary assets to yours. They work. It fits. If it's completely different, you're going to have a harder time integrating it. Okay? Make sure it's a friendly acquisition, because if they want to get with you, that makes it a lot easier, because then people say, oh, hey, we want to work together. It's kind of like you like working with your friends because you're friends, and you enjoy working with them, so you do a better job. If I put you in a group with someone you hate, you're not going to work as well. It's the same way with acquisitions. If they don't want to be acquired, they don't want to merge, they're going to fight you. Okay? So it's not going to help you. Also, you need to be very careful in your selection process. Do your due diligence. Research the company, research their suppliers, research their research and development. Find out what's really going on there. And don't look on it with rose-colored glasses. Okay? Also, low or moderate debt. Use too much debt, you're going to have a lot of problems later because you might have another opportunity. You won't be able to do it. Okay? You always want to, and that gives you financial flexibility. Now, acquisitions is when one company eats another one. Mergers are when two equals, okay, like a 50% merger or whatever, they come together, they want it to happen, we're going to come together, okay? They're not fine to say, hey, let's work together on this, all right? And usually what happens, one firm buys the other one, but they want to be together, okay? It's more of a merger of equals. AOL Time Warner was kind of an acquisition, merger kind of thing. Of course, they don't all work out, all right? Now, what are some of the pros and cons of mergers? look at all the stuff I talked about with acquisitions, but the big thing is, increase your market share, better distribution, better product mix, things like that, reducing costs, things I've talked about before. Now, some of the problems, not problems, but problems you can get from the acquisition part of this. Okay? Now, I want to talk about takeovers. This is a special kind of acquisition. A takeover is when a company buys another company that doesn't want to be bought. Like, no, I don't want to be bought. I don't want to join you. Okay? And, of course, when that happens, it makes things more difficult. All right? And there's three ways you basically go about doing it. One is you actually acquire it by buying all the stocks that are out there, buying all the shares, okay, or buying all their assets. Okay? Another thing is what's called a proxy contest, where you try to collect enough shareholders to put your own people on the board. All right? Or what they have is they go private. Okay, some of the managers buy up all the shares and they make the company private so they don't have to do anything. All right? Now, what companies are at risk for takeovers? If you're looking around, you're working in one of these companies, you should be careful because someone's probably going to come, and when they get taken over, they take the best parts and throw everything else out. So a lot of people lose their jobs. Okay? So, underperforming companies, companies that should be doing better and they're doing bad, doing mismanagement or whatever, they're prime targets because their stock price is going to be low, things like that, so it makes it easier to buy. 2, perception of missed opportunities. Oh, hey, I really wish we were in the picture business. Hey, let's go buy them because, we want to be in there. And, hey, you want to take an opportunity there? If you see a big fish needs something, they're going to go for the small guy. All right? Lower market capitalization than peers. If your stock is relatively cheap to the others, well, why should I pay, 15 for Nokia when I can buy Ericsson for 3? When it's kind of the same company. They're undervalued, so I can buy that and get a lot more value for it, raise the stock price. Okay? Do it on my own. All right? And the last one is what you saw a lot when the dollar was very weak, is exchange rates. When the dollar is weak, hey, it made Budweiser very cheap. Maybe InBev wanted to buy it or didn't want to buy it, but when the dollar was so low, they basically had no choice. It's too good of a deal. If you want to buy a $5,000 flat screen TV and it's on, I don't have $5,000 on me, but if they sold it for $200, maybe I don't need it, but I have to buy it. It's too good of a deal. That happens. And one last little thing, because I'm here as a tourist and I'm watching people walk by and look at my camera while I'm doing this, is you think of robbers, they want to rob people that have the most money. Takeover people, if there's companies that have excessive cash, they have lots of extra money, like money's just flowing out everywhere, they're the ones they're going to rob, they're the ones they're going to take over. So, hi from Zurich, I hope that helps you with mergers, acquisitions, and takeovers, and I'll see you later.